The secret. It was my turn to be on duty. Suddenly, with a lot of noise, an emergency patient was brought in, very critical. I was still an intern, new and inexperienced, and in these tense moments, they didn't take me very seriously. But I ran alongside the stretcher, eager to help if given any task. The patient's face was darkened. He couldn't breathe and was curled inward he struck, clutching his throat tightly with both hands. It looked like something was stuck in his throat. Without hesitation, they ordered the operating room to be prepared. The patient was taken there. The on-call doctor examined his airway and said there was a large, soft, sponge-like object completely blocking his throat. There was no choice but to act quickly. With some effort and his hand, the doctor removed the object. The throat was slightly injured. The object seemed to have started as a small piece, but over time, other pieces had stuck to it and to the throat walls. Fortunately, the main problem was solved. The doctor handed me the piece and said, "Put it in alcohol." I did, but then, to my surprise, I said, "Doctor, look inside the alcohol container." He turned and looked. Everyone was astonished. The sponge-like object had formed the word secret, growing larger and larger over time, like a hook that had hurt the patient's throat. The patient was embarrassed, worried that we might read his secrets just by reading the word secret. The doctor reassured him, and the patient was moved to a ward, falling into a deep, peaceful sleep. I asked for permission to visit him. At midnight, the patient woke up and asked for some water. I gave him some warm water, and although he drank it with difficulty, he seemed lighter. He probably didn't want to be alone, so I stayed. I asked, "Can you speak comfortably?" With a hoarse voice, he said yes, seemingly trying to confirm he could still talk. When I sat on the chair next to his bed, he looked at me, hesitant. I said, "I wish you had someone to share your secrets with, so you wouldn't have to suffer like this." He listened carefully, then turned to the window. The window showed the blackness of midnight, with a few large clouds floating by. After a long silence, as if my patience and willingness to listen had gained his trust, he began to speak. Secrets must be shared with a friend. Every time I found a friend, even for years, even when I was with them, on the night I decided to finally share my secret with a sign of trust. Exactly at that moment, something happened that revealed their true face. If I had told my secret to someone who could have trapped me, forced me to keep quiet, or damaged my relationships and reputation, they did it. I learned this exactly at the moment I was about to reveal my secret. Suddenly, I coughed and interrupted him. I apologized and went to drink some water. I felt like my throat was closing. It hurt, but I ignored it and sat back beside him to hear more. He continued, "This happened several times. Every time I tried to share a secret, something proved their disloyalty. So the secrets remained inside, building up like a lump blocking my airway. The pain and the unspoken words became a suffocating weight. Even sedatives made me numb and weak, and talking tired me." I gently stroked his head and hair as he drifted off to sleep. When he was discharged, I was worried about him and hoped that next time he would be able to save himself in time. But after hearing his story, my own throat started hurting. The blockage grew slowly, unnoticed, until after a few minutes of inflammation and fear, a large lump, the word secret, was removed from my throat. And later, a secret from someone I had shared the story of secrets with beside my hospital bed. So tell me, do you feel any pain in your throat?